I said it feels so good. I said it feels so good. I said it feels so good. Oh yeah, it feels so good. It feels so good. What I say? What I say? Alex Moravchek on the keyboard. Give it up, man. That was some nasty fun. We have Kai Gibson on the bass. Liam McGuire on the drums. And I'm Joe Cooney. Let's have a good show tonight.
Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Vicki and Vinnie Brand.
Nice of you to show up, Vin. Hi, everyone. I'm Vicki, and late bird is Vinnie.
I was inside masking. I was masking up. I didn't want to run through the audience.
I said to you, Chatty, let's go. Let's go, Chatty.
You're always yelling at me. I didn't know we had to go for any reason in particular. Welcome, everybody. This is the Vicki and Vinnie Show. I hope you're in a great mood tonight.
Hello, hello.
We're in a great mood, right?
Yeah.
We're in a great mood. And tomorrow, our kids are off from school already.
Yeah, for the Jewish
Thank
holiday.
God. Thank God they've gone twice. They need a little break. Anyway. So we had a big week. We had Brian Regan.
Yeah, Brian Regan was awesome this weekend.
God.
We really were so lucky.
One of my favorite of all time. I got to see the tour bus.
Yeah, you did. You got home at like 5 o'clock in the morning because you were hanging out with Brian Regan looking at the tour bus.
Yeah, I never knew. Like Brian, if you know him, he's a super funny and he's very family friendly. And then when the lights go out and in the back, it's like, let's have another tequila.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was drinking water. I was faking him out. And we went to the tour bus around, 3:30 in the morning. Mm-hmm. And it was incredible. I think we need a tour bus.
We don't need a tour bus.
We do. We need a tour bus.
We have nowhere to go.
You would have liked the bus.
Yeah. Like, that's the kind of thing you like for a week.
No.
And then...
No, it was amazing. It slides out. The bed moves.
Yeah. Technical terms there, Vin.
It was nice. And it's still nice weather, which is why we're also happy. And there is a shortage of heaters at the Home Depot. You can't buy those big mushroom heaters because we bought every one of them. we went into the Home Depot in Milltown, and they were unloading heaters, and Derek was there, and he's going, put them right in that truck, and we bought all the heaters.
Right.
So when it does get cold, we'll be able to heat the place.
Right.
Okay, and then there's some guy there who wants a heater, and Derek looks him in the face and goes, no, we can't spare any. Meanwhile, we have like 24 heaters on a thing. And then we had a very difficult moment. The guy offered to pay us more money for the heater before we actually bought the heater. Yeah, we were gonna make money right on the spot, but I didn't do it because I felt very powerful at that moment. And I'm like, no, you will freeze.
So you didn't give the guy the heater?
I did not give him a heater.
Oh, that's terrible.
Yeah,
man.
it was for his kid's communion. I'll tell you something. You hope the Lord will provide a nice day. It's a communion. If the Lord would provide a day, that would be good. So there's no heaters, and you, Vicki's mad at me.
Start. So I came downstairs. So I don't know why, I put our air conditioning on. this morning, and so in our house it was very chilly, and
It's chilly because you set the thermostat to freezing. It's just in the summertime, the house has to be 62, and in the winter, it has to be 78. So we're constantly just melting icebergs anywhere, because you can't, I don't understand, just set 73 year-round, but you don't do that.
No, so I had a different shirt on, and I had shown Vinny first this sweater.
This sweater?
That I literally look like a flying squirrel when I go like this. I can't stop doing it, so I'm so uncomfortable. And Vinny's like, no, I love that sweater. Wear the sweater. And I had purchased this sweater pre-COVID. So now, after COVID, I don't have the money for a $100 sweater anymore. But
ooh, look at you throwing money around like a mad
well,
woman.
that's why. Like, I had already taken the tags off, so damn it, I'm wearing the sweater. It's a $100 sweater. I'm wearing it.
That sounds like a lot of money today to us, right?
It does.
A lot of money.
It does.
And when you looked at it in the store, did it have the flying squirrel thing going on?
I didn't realize. I don't know why I never did this. It's so uncomfortable. But you know what? I'll be wearing it every week. It's $100.
So she yelled at me. She goes, "You made me hot," which sounds good, but not what she meant. It's not what she meant at all. And I said, "Well, you could have checked the weather, right?"
Yeah.
And now anyone who watched the show last week knows that I drove last week, and Vicki yelled at me and complained about my driving because my driving was no good. She said I was zipping in and out. Now today we had a little extra time. We're driving up here. I'm in the slow lane, and she's going, "Go around this jackass, go around him," because she's all hot and bothered, and she made me drive like a jackass, right?
Yeah, but I wanted to get here. Not as bad as you, though.
No,
Yeah.
you were bad. You were
Yeah.
bad. Vicki had a very big week. Otherwise, tell them what you did.
Well, so as anyone that knows Vinny and I knows, we have a ton of animals. Like,
Yeah.
we have a ridiculous amount of animals.
Tell the group. Not everybody knows how many animals.
Okay, so we have 5 dogs.
5 dogs. Because let me tell them why. Okay, because 4 isn't enough. Okay, you ever go look around your house? You're like, you know what? There's only 4 dogs and 57 million bags of different dog food. We need one more animal in the house. So she bought a 5th dog. Go ahead.
Right, so we have 5 dogs, 3 cats, but I'm
Yeah,
allergic
tell them
to
why
cats.
we have 3 cats. Tell them why.
So I'm allergic to cats, so they actually have to live, but we adopted them. They needed a home. Like, one's missing a back paw, one was left on a doorstep. They needed a home, so I provided a home for them.
Yeah,
And
Vicki adopted broken cats.
I did.
One, I swear to God, one doesn't have a tail, one's missing a whole half of its leg, and the other one just, it's got some type of mange.
I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't know. So every night after I take in my 5 dogs, I then have to bring in our cats because they go out during the day and then they live in the garage at night. So poor Vinny no longer has a garage because you can't put anything in there because it gets cat hair all over it.
Yeah.
So we have the 3 cats, then we have goats, but we can't get rid of the goats anymore because now they become like pets to the kids. Then we have 50 chickens, we have a horse, and
A snake.
A snake. Well, we're getting to the snake. So my daughter is a ball python, the sweetest thing you could ever imagine. It's just sweet.
Yeah,
It really
everybody
is.
said that too. "Oh, can I play fetch with your ball python? He's so friendly." Nobody likes snakes. That's a Satan-like animal.
I thought the same thing until Tabby got Cheddar, and Cheddar is just the sweetest. So anyway, Tabby decides we always feed Cheddar a frozen mouse. And she decides, because in our head, we can still think like, oh, it's vegetarian, like, I don't know why, because it's not moving, I don't know.
Can I just clear one thing out?
Yeah.
I never even think about it because I don't look at it. I don't care. It eats frozen mice. I eat frozen food. No one's getting better food than me. That's how I look at it. Go ahead.
So Tabby comes home yesterday with the feeder mouse.
A live one.
Oh, it's so cute. It's this tiny little white mouse. So adorbs. And I'm like, you can't feed that to Cheddar. And she's like, I know. I went back into the store and bought it a little wheel. Isn't it so cute, Mom? So now I'm like, oh my God, it's adorable. And so now she says, it can't live on its own. You have to, like, mice are supposed to live with other mice.
And can I just say one other thing?
Yeah.
So she buys the mouse for the express purpose of feeding it to a live snake. And then she buys it a little wheel and a beautiful little habitat. And the mouse was like, oh my God, the nicest family in the world adopted me. I got a wheel, and it's gonna live for a week, and it's going right into a snake's belly. Go ahead.
So I said to Tabby, you can't feed that mouse. That mouse is so cute. And she also named it too. She named it Wawa. And so she's like, Wawa, you know, I'm gonna give it to Cheddar. I'm like, no, you cannot give Wawa to Cheddar. So yesterday, now, she brings Wawa home, and now we're back at PetSmart because Wawa can't live alone. So I am buying Wawa a pet.
Yeah, now we're buying our mouse that's gonna get fed to a snake, a companion mouse, okay, that's gonna live forever. Tell them what they did to you at the PetSmart to bring home the mouse.
Okay, so first of all, the mouse is $7. $7. I just want you to, $7.
You can get all the mice you want for free at the Chinese restaurant right around the corner.
So it's $7, and she says to me, first, before I can sell you this mouse, you have to verify that you will not feed it to any reptiles. And I'm like, oh, this is a little uncomfortable. But I'm like, no, we're definitely not going to feed it. And then she's like, all right, I have to go get all the paperwork for you to fill out to buy this mouse. I'm like, paperwork? Paperwork for a $7 mouse.
An affidavit. She signed an affidavit.
It was a contract. It was a full-on contract.
Right, so now she brings the mouse home, and I go, you're kidding me that now we have a pet mouse. And she gave it to our 8-year-old, who's like, I love it. And I said to Vicki, we don't need a mouse as a pet. And she goes, don't worry, they only live like 45 days. So I'm like, oh, that's awesome to do to an 8-year-old. Here's your pet. Have a good month and a half. Get attached. Make sure you name it. Get a shovel. It's a very fast. So go ahead. Now, what happened last night?
So anyway, last night.
Where'd you put the mouse? In the kitchen, where
in the
everybody
kitchen.
keeps their mice, in the kitchen, right? Because that's what you want to see when you're having breakfast. Let me take a look at the rat. Go ahead.
So, but what we did forget was our first mistake is our dog Draco, who is a pit bull mix, hates little animals. Does not get along with the little animals.
It kills him. He kills him.
Yeah, okay, well, I'm
We
going to
didn't
leave that
sign
part
a
out.
thing that
He's
said
the
we wouldn't
sweetest.
accidentally let the dog kill the mouse.
Yeah, so I didn't tell you this part. I come downstairs this morning, and Draco's got his paws on our kitchen table, staring at the mouse. I'm like, oh, this is not going to bode well for Drakey. Vinny's not going to like Draco on the kitchen table.
No, I'm not.
Yeah.
And if the mouse got eaten, all I can see in my head is someone at the PetSmart one day just flipping out, going, bring me the Brand mouse file. We're going to check up on that mouse, and the thing is dead. So now I get home last night, and I'm like, oh my God, what is that smell in our kitchen? And it's the mouse.
Yeah.
Yeah, because guess what? Mice smell.
It's terrible. It's absolutely terrible. So we have the receipt. It's going back. And it is definitely going back.
She's going to drive our SUV over to the PetSmart to get $7 back. Okay, it's going to cost us $9 in gasoline because this gas tax just went up to go get a $7. And I'm just like, give it to the snake. And she goes, I signed an affidavit. You're ridiculous.
I know.
You're unbelievable. Why do you keep bringing home animals?
I don't know. And Vinny said, we don't need any more animals. And I looked at him. I'm like, I know, but we got one.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, if you want to get rid of something, you just call Vicki. She'll take it. I got a llama. Oh, Vinny, we got a llama. Yeah. I'm dying to talk to the band, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, because it's a big week for the band.
It is a
right?
big week.
Light the band up, Crystal. I want to talk to the band because we did something we've been talking about for a while, right? Because how do you like the band, everybody? Give the band a big round of applause.
Yeah, they're awesome.
Can I get a light on the band? There we go. Joe Coonan. How are you, Joe?
I'm doing swell, brother. How about you, man?
I'm doing great. How do you like your brand new banner, Joe?
It's beautiful.
Isn't that nice?
Yeah.
Joe's girlfriend, okay, did that artwork on a little. What'd she draw that on?
Man, she just painted it, and she did it with pencil first, and then just kind of painted it. I honestly wasn't there for it, but I don't know. She did a great job.
You've asked a lot of questions, clearly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love asking.
Hey, man, as long as they deliver, that's all that matters.
Yeah.
I love asking you questions you're not ready for, because you start to lie, and then you're like, I don't know. It's
But yeah,
beautiful. It's
Sarah Stryker did that art.
beautiful.
Sarah Stryker.
And you deserve it. It's absolutely great. I'm a little disappointed.
Oh, wait a minute. Is that Sarah in the back?
There she is, right back there.
There's the artist.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, good job,
Did a
Sarah.
very nice job. And I know you guys have been going out. Please keep the band lit. I know you guys have been going out for a while, but Joe's going to be a big, big rock star, so, time for you to hit the bricks. Now, listen. Joe, I'm a little disappointed because Joe Coonan and the Hungry Hounds is bigger and nicer than Vicki and Vinnie.
Yeah.
I'm a little pissed off.
I was surprised myself, man.
Yeah. I'm going to feel terrible when vandals burn that down tomorrow morning at 10. So, Joe, I love it. I love it when you play, and the band. You guys sound fantastic. Did you get a haircut? You didn't?
I was thinking the same thing. Alex, you look like you got a haircut. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. You look, you know what? You're not wearing sunglasses. Last week during the show, people were, I'm not making this up, they were writing in, is the keyboard player blind? Because that's the thing. When you play, you do a lot of Ray Charles. You don't even know it. You got the glasses on, and you're doing all that. And you're like, back here somewhere. It looks kind of crazy, but it's great. So, Joe, you got a good tune for us all lined up?
Yeah, man. Always.
Let's hear some Joe Coonan and the Hungry Hounds, everybody.
This is an original song called Don't Look Down. Sleep all day. Keep on grooving on the soul train. Yeah. Feel alright and I feel okay. Yeah, I have to keep the funky music playing. Off the ground when you shoot for the stars, baby, don't look down. Don't be carried away somewhere lost in space. Yeah. Baby, don't look down. Baby, don't look down. I want too many drinks. Fresh filled up with snakes. It's damn hard to replace. Hey, you there, looking through. Something here is going down. Off the ground when you shoot for the stars, baby, don't look down. Don't get carried away somewhere lost in space. Yeah. Baby, don't look down. Baby, don't look down.
Joe Cooney, the Hungry Hounds.
So I love that song. I love that song.
That is really, yeah.
It's so good.
So good. Joe, when is the new album coming out?
You ask him every week.
Your guess is as good as mine, man, honestly.
Joe, I'm not in the band. Your guess should be better than mine, technically. You should know better. I
promise you, the single is coming out before November.
It is before November?
Yes.
And we're going to do the release party right here.
Absolutely.
We're doing the release party right here. We have some big stuff coming. Next week, the show will be live from Connecticut.
Yeah, it'll be the first time that we're shooting from Bridgeport.
Yeah, a couple of our friends have been to the Bridgeport Club, and they love it. And so I hope you people tune in, or make the drive. It's just a short, what is it, about 88 miles up 95 Connecticut. So it only takes a couple days to get there. And but we'll be live next week, 7 o'clock.
Yep.
And then the following Sunday
is Oktoberfest. I'm very excited about that.
That's going to be the best thing ever.
Yeah, we're going to have a good time. We're going to have some beer specials going, some comedies, a lot of music. We're going to have a good time.
Vicky's going to dress in one of those little sexy German girl outfits.
Yeah, that's not happening. He keeps asking me that. I'm like, that's not happening.
Vicki, there's no refund on that outfit. I bought it during COVID. I also am gearing up now. I am gearing up. I'm done. I've threatened to do this a number of times, but now I'm doing it. I'm gearing up for my gubernatorial run. I'm going to run for governor of New Jersey. Yeah, thanks. A lot of you not clapping. You can all. This table didn't even turn around when I announced my gubernatorial run. That guy with the man bun, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to run. I'm going to run for governor because I think it doesn't look like it's a hard job to do.
So you think you could do a better job?
I could definitely do a better job than any of them. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, yeah, thank you very much. I'm running. And I'll tell you one thing. I'll get DMV opened.
Oh, I'm sure you would.
We got this tent happening faster with no staff than DMV got their proverbial crap together.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have to go there. We're driving around with an unregistered van for how long now?
All right, why you gotta announce it to the crowd?
Yeah, Vicki said to me, it doesn't matter. We'll just tell them that we couldn't get a number at DMV. That's her plan, to just drive unregistered forever.
Well, you know what? We lost a little piece of paper in one of my cleaning sprees during COVID. I must have recycled the little piece of paper that you can do it by mail-in or online. And without this little PIN number, you can't do it online. So now I have to go get up one day at like 2 o'clock in the morning and go. So,
yeah, you have to get up early. And that's what makes me nuts. Like, we have to do every year a fire registration card for the state. They charge us, it's about what, $1,500?
Something like that.
$1,500 for a fire suppression inspection. Now, we've been here since 1994.
Yep.
In this building, and we have filed for the inspection every year. And how many times have they done the inspection since '94? Take a guess, sir. Zero. That man right there, winner. They have not inspected. And this year when they called me during COVID, I got pissed off, and I said, well, we don't have a fire suppression system. And he goes, no, we know you have one, and that's why we must inspect it, to make sure you have one. And I said, well, if you know I have it, why do you have to look at it, and how come you never have? And he goes, well, we need to make sure. That's why we're charging you the money. And I said, well, I ripped my fire suppression system out. Vicki's listening to the conversation. She's in the kitchen going,
this is going to be your next governor. Go on, dear.
We went round and around, and I said to the guy, well, if you know I have a system, why do you need to inspect it? And he said, to make sure you have a system. And I said, well, I ripped it out. And he goes, it's illegal to rip it out. I said, well, then you better come look, because you haven't looked once. And then we had to pay the money anyway. And that's why I'm going to run. Stuff like that can't happen anymore.
So if anyone realizes, so both Stress Factories, and actually everything we own, says Vinnie Brand's blah, blah, blah. So, like, when he talks about, like, me and the kids, he'll be like, my wife. Like, I don't have a name. Like, if anyone watched Entourage, Ari's wife was just called his wife.
You're
Ari's wife.
Vinnie Brand's wife.
Yeah, that's what I am. I'm Vinnie Brand's wife.
It
Vinnie
says
Brand's
on all
kids.
the underwear that I monogrammed for you. Vinnie Brand's wife.
New Jersey would be, he would immediately change all the signs to Vinnie Brand's New Jersey.
Yeah.
That he would remarket the whole thing.
And you'd be proud to live here. The beaches would be open and free. Atlantic City, how big a mess. Now I have to go to Atlantic City and do my first show in Atlantic City in forever. I just got hired and I'm happy.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't want to go because I'm like, well, I don't want to go. I'm worried about the COVID. I don't want to go do a show in Atlantic City. And Vicki said, well, how much are they offering you? I go, what's the difference? And then she saw what they were paying me, and what did you say?
It's worth the risk. Mama's got to get a better sweater.
I said, what do you mean it's worth the risk? I'm the one being a risk. I could put the whole family at risk. And she said, no, you come home, give me the check, and just quarantine for 2 weeks. Oh, is that all we have to do? I'm so excited. I don't like going to Atlantic City with you anyway, because I'm a gambler.
You like to piss away our money.
$100.
Yeah.
I'm a $100 gambler, and I make it last. Vicki is the cheapest woman on the planet when it comes to Atlantic City. We went down. I got hired a couple of years ago to do a great gig.
Yeah, that was a really awesome gig.
Great gig, and they were treating me well. Mm-hmm. And I don't have a tour bus, but I'll tell you one thing, okay? I don't have a tour bus, but I had a kick-ass green room.
Yeah. So the Brigada did it nice.
They did it unbelievable.
They had a huge platter, like fruit and cheeses and crackers and wine. And
you should pay attention where we were, because it was Harris. But it doesn't
whatever,
matter.
I don't even care.
It was Harris, wasn't it?
No, I thought it was Brigada, but it doesn't matter.
It does matter. The story has to be accurate. You can't lie to these people.
They don't care.
They don't care. So here's what happened. I had said to the booker, my wife likes Riesling wine. And in the green room, there's like 30 different types of Riesling wine. I said I like Stella. They had Stella. They had fruit platters. They had food. They had dinner. And when we came in, they checked us into a beautiful suite, which was nice.
Yep.
And then they gave us dinner, which was killer. And then we go in the green room, and I'm like, this is gonna be an awesome show. Come watch the show. But in the green room is a big screen TV, and Vicki's flipping through, and
The Patriot was on with Mel Gibson. I mean, you just can't. That movie's on. That's like The Town. You just can't flip around from that movie. It's
Vicki
like The Gladiator.
loves the movie The Patriot.
Love The Patriot.
400 times. And I go, hey, the show's starting. And she goes, I'm just going to sit in the green room and drink the Riesling and watch The Patriot.
I've seen you like thousands of times. So The Patriot's behind. So I was in the green room, no kids, no husband, wine, cheese, fruit, and The Patriot.
Yeah.
Why would I want to leave?
And the server coming in and out, what do you need? And she's like completely big shotting it up.
I was not.
I need a fresh glass for this Riesling. Get me a manager. She throws it at her. So here's what happens. So I do the show, and I come back, and I go, did you watch anything? And she goes, no, the movie just ended. So that feels terrible. I feel terrible. It doesn't matter. And now we're going to walk through the casino, and I'm going to be allowed to gamble for 12 minutes because Vicki does not want to gamble. So I go, I'm going to go play the Wheel of Fortune slot machine. And I go up and I put in a $20 bill. And she goes, well, I'm going to play too. She slips a $20 bill in. And I'm playing, and I think it's a 25-cent machine, right? And I won 700 quarters. And the woman next to me won 700 quarters. But she's going ballistic. She's like, this is great. And I'm like, oh, well, whatever. It's $186, whatever the hell. And the woman goes, aren't you excited? I go, well, they're quarters. And she goes, those aren't quarters, those are dollars. And I'm like, oh my God, and I punch out. I'm like, 700, I think I won like 750, right? Something like that.
Well, I won 800.
Yeah, I know the story. You're the one that... So now Vicki's sitting next to me. I won in like, I don't know, 6 minutes, I win that money. And now Vicki's like, well, I want to play. So now Vicki's so cheap, she puts $20 in, and she's playing $1 at a time. And I'm like, Vicki, I reach over and I hit max credits.
Oh, I was so mad at him.
So
I was so mad.
I hit max credits. She goes, you won. Leave me have my fun. And on the very next poll, Vicki wins like $800.
It was $850. I won $850.
Right. So now she goes, come on, we got a lot of money. We're going back through. I'm like, well, I just want to play a little black. No, we're not playing
gonna piss
blackjack.
that money away.
Yeah. So I say, Vicki, I've always wanted to play one $100 hand of blackjack. I would never do that. But tonight, I got paid to be here. Everything's free. She goes, go ahead, play one hand. So I put $100 up, and I forget what the cards were, but I get like a pair of 8s against a dealer 5. And I'm like, oh, gotta split that stuff, right? So I split it, and then I get like a 3 and a 2, and I then have to double down on 2, and Vicki is over there going, that's our money, that's our money. I'm buying new chips, and I win like $400 on one hand or 500, whatever it was. I win all this money, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna play it with my hand. And she goes, no, you're not. So in my head, I go, okay, well, we're going back to the hotel room. She's in a good mood. We have a lot of money. It's an away game, maybe.
All right.
So we get back to the room, and she goes to sleep immediately because she's all liquored up. So I just sit there, and I go, all right, well, in the morning, we'll get up and we'll have a nice breakfast. We wake up in the morning, and they got a killer buffet, and that's the only thing that's not included, and it's $39 a head. Now, they paid me.
A lot of money.
Yeah, they paid me. We won money. We paid for nothing. Even our parking was free. I go, come on, let's go to that big buffet, and we'll have a beautiful breakfast. We'll have a couple mimosas. And this one looks at me, she goes, oh, no, this casino is not getting one dime of my money. And I'm starving. And I'm like, I just want to eat. She goes, you'll have a Dunkin' Donuts flatbread sandwich.
Yeah, that's right, $3.
Yeah.
$3 breakfast cost us.
And that's what I had, a flatbread crap sandwich from Dunkin' Donuts. That's Vicki, everybody. So we're running time.
Yeah,
so we have to go to Atlantic City. And are you going to come with me?
Yeah, I will.
You probably won't, right?
I don't know.
Now, you're a big... Next week, I'm telling the story of all the times you went with me to a sports game. Anyway, we have a lot of show. You guys ready to get our show started? Let me hear you loud and clear. You boys ready to play somebody up? I love it. So, oh, wait a minute. Mark, where's Mark? Mark, come up here. I got to ask you a question about... okay, because... I can't believe I did this.
What?
I got to tell Mark. Mark told me something about Crystal that I forgot to announce. You would never see this kind of shenanigans on Letterman. Thank you, Mark. That's Mark, everybody, wearing a down vest.
Mark works his
Mark
butt
is
off.
sweating worse than I am. All right, so I can tell him? Can I tell him? All right, good deal. All right, so listen, this is very important. I didn't know if I was allowed to tell him. So Crystal is our director tonight. Give Crystal a big round of applause. And she's been killing it.
Yeah.
She's been killing it.
Just amazing.
Yeah, she's such a good job. And she reached out for a couple guest directors. Mm-hmm. So our October 11th show will be guest directed by Jim Breuer. How much fun is that?
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
So much fun. And
awesome.
by the way, Jim is here on Tuesday nights. If you haven't seen him on Tuesday nights, he's amazing. Come see him on Tuesday. Every Tuesday night in October, Jim will be with us, and he'll be guest directing our thing.
I'm so excited.
I'll be nervous that day because we'll be working with Jim. He's very demanding.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right, so you guys ready to meet our first comic? Let me hear you loud and clear. Oh, I'll tell you what, it's been a long time. It's been a long time since we've had her here. She's absolutely fantastic, a regular all over the best stages in New York City. Please welcome our good friend, Erin McGuire, everybody.
For me and everything. You're such a gentleman. We practice safe set here. Hi, everybody. Thanks for coming out tonight. Yeah. We know you had no other choice. It was this or cry in your living room. So I'm glad that you guys picked this. And a beautiful fall night, right? This summer has been so sticky. This summer, we've had what I like to call Johnny Depp weather. Hot but gross. Makes you want to hit your wife? So clap it up if you've got antibodies in here. Anybody? Antibodies? Good, yeah. Honk if you've got antibodies is going to be the new bumper sticker of 2020. Like the hell with your honor roll student, I want your plasma. Antibodies are like the new tickets to Hamilton. Oh, how did you get those? I've been trying for months. Stood in line with a bunch of other people. And you guys are doing such a good job doing 6 feet away. It's not easy to gauge 6 feet. Do you know there's actually a website dedicated to things that are 6 feet so that we can have a point of reference? Some things they had on this website: Christmas tree, refrigerator, twin-size bed, and my favorite, an average man in a top hat. Because there's so many of those walking around right now. Like, what pandemic do you think we're in? You'll be in ShopRite and turn to the guy behind you and be like, "Sir, can you please keep a Winston Churchill between us?" We need to change our frame of reference, make it more modern for us to understand. Like, 6 feet is 1 Liam Neeson or 3 Kevin Harts. So if someone gets too close to you in Target, you turn to them and you say, "Sir, please keep 6 Danny DeVitos between us." Or since this is Jersey, 1.5 Bruce Springsteens. I've done the math for you guys. So good. I just moved out to West Orange. Ah, just them. That's all. That I'm gonna drive home with you, because let me tell you what, the state bird of New Jersey should be a dented Toyota Corolla. Why are you guys using your cars like battering rams out here? It's every man for themselves, except when it comes time to merge, and we've all seen the merges coming for 1,000 feet. There's always that one jackass that tries to sneak in at the last minute, and then we become a military unit. We're like, tighten it up, tighten it up. Don't let him in, don't let him in. Hold my hand. And in the beginning of this pandemic, the Chili's up the street from me said, "In honor of keeping things healthy and safe, we are offering curbside margaritas." Could there be anything more New Jersey than that? Because nothing says public health and safety like 24 ounces of tequila in a foam cup delivered to your Civic. Feeling good in the neighborhood. Chili's has never been worried about public safety. They have a salad that is called Quesadilla Explosion. Have you read that menu? It's sadder than Angela's ashes. It's so bad. There's a hamburger that says, "We dare you," and it comes with a big spear sticking out of it, I think to cover the tread marks. I don't know. We have some real Chili's fans in here. I can sense it. And how come when I moved to New Jersey, we get an earthquake? Did you know we had an earthquake the other week? Yeah, see, but we've all forgotten about it because of the 500 other horrible things that have happened since then. Every week, some new fresh hell. What about the murder hornets? Where did they go? Prison? And my theory is that right now someone is time traveling, and every time they go back and try to fix something from the past, it messes up something in the present. So they go back, they come back, they're like, you guys, I killed Hitler. Kanye West is running for president. Oh shit, I'll be right back. Kanye West running for president is proof that we need to stop telling kids anyone can be president when they grow up. See, this is why I can only watch British news now. Because it's so much easier to get bad news with a British accent. I don't care if you tell me I'm gonna die. If you sound like Mary Poppins, I'm good. You know, there's a horrible pandemic and we're all going to die and the rest of us will be unemployed. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. The next 6 months, the rest of us will always feel atrocious. Half of us cannot agree on who will be the POTUS. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Hum-diddle-diddle, we're all gonna die. Hum-diddle-diddle, we're all gonna die. BBC News is stepping up their game. Finally, real news. And this is why I would be terrible for this country in the Revolutionary War. They'd ride through town, the British are coming, the British are coming, and I'd be like, oh, thank God, they'll tell us what to do. This is so lovely to be out here, you guys. I've been doing shows in Central Park, so this is nice. Central Park is the one place where you can see people doing meth and Tai Chi. And you can't tell the difference. Oh, what a beautiful art form. No, she's just been trying to pick up that pen for about 3 hours. Good for her. So, my father has just started texting, because I wasn't replying to his faxes. He waited till 2020. What, did his carrier pigeon finally die? He just started texting, but he thinks he's getting charged by the word. So all of his texts look like a telegram. You know? It's like, can't talk, stop. At work, stop. We'll call later, stop. Yours, J. McGuire. He said, oh, thank God you signed it. I thought this text was from Ben Franklin. I can't wait to see his TikTok page. It's all just silent movies, him doing the Charleston. What's this Instagramophone the kids have been talking about lately? Parents shouldn't be allowed on certain apps. I think this is the new version of parental controls. My mother joined Facebook, and at first it was cute. It was like watching a toddler try to walk and fall, you know? It's like, oh, she tried to update her status, but she wrote under someone else's picture. Isn't that the cutest thing you've ever seen? But then they start to learn, and it's like that scene in Jurassic Park where the raptors figure out how to open doors. Oh, she's learned how to tag me in pictures. Clever girl. I do think technology is changing us, though, and the proof is millennials. I was seated next to a millennial on a flight back when we used to fly. Remember those days? I can't wait until 2058 when we can do it again. So I was seated next to this millennial, and I knew that she was a millennial because she wore the neck pillow through security. And I realized in the future we only need vowels. Because I heard her on the phone with a friend, and she was like, and that's the future. She'll be defending you in a court of law one day going, sometimes why? She met up with her friend at baggage claim, and the two of them together, it sounded like NASCAR. Like, oh my God, Snapchat! We are all gonna die. That's what I'm saying. I just celebrated my 9-year wedding anniversary the other day. Do we have marrieds in here? Marrieds. Yeah, in pandemic years, that's 538. Aren't you the most married? I feel bad for my friends who are dating. I feel like the only dating app that will survive this will be Christian Mingle. You know, their tagline will be, we've been telling you guys not to touch each other this whole time. Yeah, my husband, he's cute. He's short, he's bald, his knees don't bend. It's like I married a gingerbread man. He's adorable. And we've had to play games to keep things spicy during this pandemic, you know, games like smell this and does this look like cancer? Sexy games. Sexy games like Monopoly and Stop Breathing Like That. Lovely to be alive. Yeah. See, this is why love songs aren't written by married people. Every love song you hear is like, oh girl, I wanna touch you and love you. If married people wrote love songs, it'd be, why can't you flush the toilet twice? What the hell is wrong with you? Doesn't exactly make things go platinum, you know.
He's very cute. Before this pandemic began, my husband was in The Lion King on Broadway.
And yeah, don't get excited. I married the warthog. Yeah! Bring a pig home, ladies. Yes. We're an entertainment industry couple working in two really different mediums. So here was our average workday home on the train conversation. I say, oh, how was your day? And he's like, fine. Went out drinking with Mufasa. What about you? I'm like, fine. It was me and 5 guys in a basement, and I got $10 for 20 minutes.
It's hard to be a comic and a supportive wife, though, because I'm always looking for material. And he came home from the show one night, and he had hurt himself. And he goes, I think I need to go to the ER. I think I torqued my bowl.
Right? Am I a comic or a wife? I split the difference, and I said, fine, let's go to the ER. Let's get the ball rolling. We got there, it was packed. I'm like, oh, this is nuts. I can't wait to go home and hit the sack. He got irked. I'm like, don't get testy with me. And then the nurse came in, true story. She goes, you have a kidney stone. We need you to see one of our urologists, Dr. Seaman or Dr. Wang. I said, Seaman or Wang, how do I pick? You can't have one without the other. I mean, on the one hand, you got Wang, and he's solid as a rock. You can't beat Wang. But on the other hand, you got Seaman. And with Seaman, you're covered. Yeah, I'll take Seaman. Is he coming? You guys have been so great. Thank you for coming out tonight. I'm Erin McGuire.
Come on, make a little noise for Erin McGuire. Have a microphone? Yeah, make some noise for Erin McGuire, right or wrong, right? I want to hear the most noise. Let me hear the audience make the most noise you can. Let me hear you be loud. I love our audiences, right, Vicki? You really look like you're in the business 6 seconds. All right.
Sorry.
So, where's your mic stand?
It's
Here you
fine.
go.
I don't need
Mic
it.
on, Vicki, right there. So, we forgot to say something in between about that banner. Can I get the band lit up, please? Okay, so we have to do it.
Yeah, we do.
Because, you know, the band is super important to us, and the banner came from our friends at Main Attraction.
Yeah, main attractions they rock.
Yeah, now, I have
really
to say
do.
something, okay? Now, I gave them the banner artwork on Tuesday or Wednesday.
Yeah.
And I asked the company, and they're busy as could be, hey, it's very important. Can you make the banner for me? And they turned it around. They worked overtime to get it here. If you need anything, any tent at all, if you go homeless from COVID and you need a tent, get it from Main Attractions. They're right in South Plainfield. Best darn company.
So
And,
incredible.
right, Joe, you're happy with the banner, aren't you? Joe, I can't
I'm
imagine.
blown away.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Blown away, right? Yeah. And, you know, Joe, I love talking to you because it's always such a fun exchange. I never know what, if anything, you're going to say. Like, I asked, do you like the banner? And you went like this. And I
Keep showing your toes, man.
I felt like we were surfing for just a second. Joe, if you were going to play, like if I need, because everybody likes Vicki, and I talk about that a lot. They like you more, which
They
annoys
do
me.
not. You're so
No,
full
they
of
do
it.
like you. That woman just said, I love you, you're so beautiful, you smell good, turned to me and said,
No, she did not. She said she loved you, loved me, and then she smelled
did
my
she say
hair.
I smelled good?
What?
Did she say I smelled good?
No, but she was smelling my hair.
I know, she went right into a little bit of Biden right there. It was weird.
No.
It is uncomfortable. Joe, if I were to ask you to write for me, not Vicki, for me, like a hot guitar lead type lick.
That's awesome.
Oh, that's not nice at all. That is so rude. I hope you fell out of Princeton. By the way, just so you know how good this band is. So he gets off stage, and he runs into the club, and he's literally online.
Yeah, because he's got an assignment due at 11:59.
Yeah. What are you doing today? It's a psych lab? Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, that's what everybody does when they're in a band. They just take psychology at Princeton. So, Joe, if you were to write a hot lead for me, not like Alec and his insubordination, what would my lead sound like?
Well, I need a little more time.
Just whip something out, Joe, for God's sake. He immediately made me a carnival. What do you got, Joe?
That is good.
I like that. You know what? I love that. And I'll tell you what I want. I liked it until I didn't, and then I didn't like it. I liked it, and then I didn't like it at all. I want the first part every morning when you bring me my hot coffee. I want to hear that music. You hand me that coffee.
Yeah.
She doesn't give me coffee. Are you guys ready for more show? Let me hear you loud and clear. Are you going? You're going to go away? I asked Vicki, I said to Vicki, get ready. You're going to introduce the headliner tonight. And she said, no, I don't do introductions. That's you. And I'm like, okay, Ellen.
Because I always mess them up. I'm not very good at doing the introductions because you want to hype somebody up. And Joe's done an amazing things in his career.
What has he done, Vicki?
Amazing things.
I know what he's done. Okay, so I'll introduce Joe because Joe's a good friend of ours for a long time. Yeah. And Vicki doesn't pay attention. Now listen, so Joe, for a long time, was a regular on the Red Eye on Fox. He's been all over Comedy Central. He's really seriously a headline comic throughout the country. But right now, what's of note is that Joe has a dry bar comedy special. Wow. And that comedy special has over 3 million views. He's here for you live tonight. Please welcome our friend, Joe DeVito, everybody. Joe DeVito.
Wonderful. Good. And now here I am in a tent like a circus freak. Thanks for coming out, guys. Wonderful. Good to see you guys. I have to start with an apology. I think it was around November where I actually said out loud, I think 2020 is going to be my year. I should have been more specific. But I learned a lot during quarantine. I learned the last thing I needed was 6 months of intense self-reflection. And here's another thing I learned. Turns out I don't have a book in me. All these years I thought if I just had the time, I could be the next James Patterson. I'll be cranking out novels left and... I haven't even read a novel. My main accomplishment is now when I sit down, there's a groove in the couch. It conforms to my ass so perfectly that I swipe in like a thumbprint. And the TV comes on to a Sopranos episode. It just automatically. Yeah. It's amazing how little I've been able to get done with my life lockdown. It's great. Because I was in denial, like a lot of us were. I think at the beginning I told myself, well, just because I'm trapped in my house 24 hours a day, it doesn't mean anything's going to change. My life's pretty much the same as it was before. Now, if you'll excuse me, I just need to finish washing my mail. I've got this box of canned tuna from Amazon Prime. That was my plan for the apocalypse, was 400 cans of canned tuna. When the zombies come by, I'll have tuna melts. It is crazy. I told myself, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to get ready I'm going to protect myself. I'm going to get a gun. I'm going to assert my Second Amendment rights. Because I'm a fan of the First Amendment, I'm a fan of the Second Amendment, I'm a fan of the Third Amendment. Because I'll be goddamned if the King of England's going to quarter troops in my apartment. So I went to buy a gun, and I thought, I need this firearm to protect my valuables. And now that I have it, I realized this gun is the most valuable thing I own. So if someone breaks in, I'll have to say, get away from my gun! I have to, I'll throw cans of tuna at you, stay away! So now I'm a gun owner, I'm in a whole other demographic. It's not really my kind of people. I went to the gun shop, I thought, oh, now I have to learn how ammo works, I have to listen to country music, this is new to me. I have to get a scary bumper sticker. I did. I got one that's more appropriate to me. I got a bumper sticker. It says, you'll have my gun when you pry it from my cold, dead hands, because I will have accidentally shot myself. But I'm ready. I'm ready. It's just so strange, all this time to worry. You know, I really thought the apocalypse was going to be more fun. Didn't you guys think it was going to be zombies and riding around on motorcycles? And I think I was 2 weeks in where I realized I had something I was calling my good sweatpants. You know, for special occasions. Not your everyday around the house kind of sweatpants. You know the ones I've worn so much, they're now see-through. They're like a fine mist of a pair of sweatpants. And I have my good sweatpants in case of formal occasion. You know, I thought, well, I might throw these on if I go to get the mail. I really want to be putting on the Ritz. I think another week went by and I said, come on, I don't need to put on pants to get the mail. We're all friends at the post office. What's the problem? I don't know, it reminds me of whenever I've been unemployed before, suddenly I go into a water conservation program where I start thinking, is this shower really necessary? I don't know why. I live on Long Island. There's no wildfires in Nassau County, but I thought I want to make sure that I absolutely need this shower. I'm getting through it. It's pretty wild. I mean, I think I was listening to the Center for Disease Control, you have to follow them closely because they completely change what they say every 15 minutes or so. And they had recommendations for single people. They said, single people, if you get together with someone and you have sex, wear a mask. While you're having sex, wear a mask. And I thought, oh, been there. If you're single, give it a rest. There's a plague. Take some time off. Take Tinder off your phone for a moment. But I have, I'm worried about that. I am a single guy. I'm single and I'm 51, so I'm ready to cut a deal. Maybe you have a mentally ill sister-in-law you're trying to shove off on someone. I'll take a look. Kick the tires. You know, whenever I say that, men laugh and women go, what about Carol? Because every woman has a specific nutjob friend they think of. They hear, oh, a single guy. Carol's due for release in a few weeks. What's the range on her ankle monitor? I don't need help meeting crazy women. I got that covered. That's my core demographic. The mentally ill. But I don't know what we're going to do now. I mean, I think looking back to 2019, the things we worried about seem so ridiculous now, don't they? Right? Remember how obsessed we were with vaping? We thought vaping was going to be a real problem. And here in 2020, turns out it's regular breathing. If you sucked it through some weird metal pipe, it might help. We don't even know right now. I thought the vapors were interesting, though, because the vape people, they were the last ones it never occurred to them that vaping might not be good for you. Everyone else recognized that the first time they saw it, but the vaping people were so shocked that it might be, what? You're trying to tell me this is bad for me? That sucking down this burning liquid air freshener might not be good for me? But I bought it at the gas station. I thought that guy was the doctor. He sold me beef jerky. You're saying this is not? Yes. Nothing is good for you if you can charge it off a USB port. It's been strange. Getting so lonely. Catching up with people. That's something that we've been doing here in quarantine. You caught up with your friends? No, I'm catching up with people I don't like. I'm just so bored getting in touch with random people like, so, what have you been up to, high school bully? Past 30 years, have you stuck any interesting heads in toilets? I'm curious, I'm bored. What do you have for me? I've been doing Zoom calls with my parents, which is a mistake. You don't really understand. My mother thinks for me to hear her, her face has to be touching their laptop. And my father thinks I can hear him if he's anywhere in the continental United States during the call. So it's very strange. I'm trying to talk to them. My mother's face is pressed against the screen. And I hear my father starting the weed whacker out in the yard. No conception. We like our Zoom calls. We've learned a lot about America's bookshelves. You gotta have a good bookshelf behind you, that you have to make sure you have the proper backdrop. You can't just have like a basement with something dripping on you. That's not a sign that you're doing well. But I'm trying to stay positive, trying to work on my attitude. My attitude wasn't good going into this, but you know, for a while I thought, well, maybe I'll start every day with an edible. That was a bad plan. Look at you two high-fiving over there. You two are fucked up right now, aren't you? I can tell, right? Yeah. I can tell from the way you're clapping because your hand goes limp. It's very strange. Too stoned to clap. The edibles are good. Do you trust the person who gets you your edibles? You have to. Because it's this macho thing where they always make them 40 times stronger than it needs to be. Like they think you're putting down an elephant. A friend of mine gave me an edible cookie. He hands it to me. He says, this is great. You're going to love it. As soon as I touch it, don't eat the whole thing! I'm like, why not? He says, oh, it's just a little strong. So just only eat like 1/36 of it. Just break it. I said, what is that? I sniff a chip and I have to throw it on the floor? Why'd you make it so strong? Because they always make it so strong. Because I don't like it when it comes with instructions and directions and warning signs. He says, look, no, it's going to be good. Just it's a little strong, so don't eat the whole thing. And don't eat it on an empty stomach. And don't eat it if you've been drinking or if you've been smoking anything else. And don't eat it if you're on medication. And don't eat it after midnight. And don't get it wet. Don't get the... I said, I don't even want to eat the thing, because the problem is you eat the edible and you have to wait. And while you're waiting, you start looking around and you notice, oh, cookies. We have cookies. And you'll say we. I said we. I live alone. I don't know who else I thought broke in and left cookies. And then you eat the rest of the cookie, and then you have to go to the emergency room because you're having a nervous breakdown. So strange now that I'm in my 50s. I can't believe it. And I have to warn anybody here. The moment you turn 50, there's a knock at the door. That goddamn AARP. There's a knock at the door, and when you answer, there's no one there, but you look down, and there's an envelope filled with coupons for the most depressing deals. Things you never knew people even wanted, let alone wanted to save money on. And I'm flipping through them like, oh, cool. Wow, I guess I won't have to reuse catheters ever again. But I'm 51 now, so flipping through and you think, this is depressing, but free tote bag, sign me up. Might be medication pouch, I'm in. Yeah, here's one thing I've learned about being in my 50s. I've learned when someone says you look good for your age, they're not saying you look good. What they're saying is, you don't look as shitty as I was expecting. You look slightly less worse than I was prepared for. It's amazing how much I hate young people now. I really do. I look out, I see some of you. There's even children here. You have no idea. You look like wonder, but I hate you so much. You have no idea. The hatred. I look at you and all I see are stem cells. I think if we could just melt you down and inject you into my ankle. Stop making that crunching noise. I settled into being a crabby old man much easier than I thought I ever would. It's great. Now, anyone under 40 gives me their opinion, I say 2 words. You'll see. Someone under 20 talks to me, I can't even hear what they're saying. I just look at them and think of organ donation, and I think I call dibs. I call dibs on those nice pink kidneys. Like, I can almost taste them. It's so... Because I do think youngest people are our greatest resource, but for parts, for their blood, I need their blood. A tub full of their blood to bathe in. I don't like it. I don't like the way my body feels. I was trying to explain to a guy, before COVID, I was at the gym, and I was talking to this guy, and he was telling me about his hopes and dreams and, and all the other bullshit you hear from young people. And I said, how old are you? And he said, I'm 26. And I thought, oh, well, isn't that adorable? He said, well, how old are you? And I said, well, I'm 51. And he looked at me and he went, oh, good for you. Good for you, like I'm 105 years old. Good for you, look at you still mobile and not shitting in your pants as we're talking right now. Good for you. That's right. Because he said, well, what's it like when you get older? And I said, well, you know how when you work out too hard and you overdo it, and the next day you can't even get out of bed, you can barely move your head and your knees are cracking, and you go into the bedroom and maybe you pee blood a little bit, you know how sometimes you work out that hard and you're completely destroyed for days? That's what it's like. And he said, oh, well, I just won't work out that hard. I said, I didn't say anything about you working out. That's just the way you're going to feel when you wake up. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable, the way your body turns on you. And I hurt myself. You don't even have to be doing anything. I think that's the part that's most frustrating. I was running to catch a train, and then pow, I felt this horrible tearing sensation in the back of my leg. And I remembered my insurance, and I thought, oh, I better try and ignore this. Because my insurance company, all they want to do is argue. It's very specific. Like, if I get hit by a car, it has to be a certain model. If I call them up and say I was hit by a Volvo, they say that's a very safe car. We don't cover that. That's an import, you're out of network. We're not interested. And we have to charge you for this call. So I go to the doctor, I come limping in, and he examines me, and he says, well, it looks like you have a ruptured plantaris tendon. I said, plantaris tendon? I've never even heard of that. Do I need surgery? And he looked at me and he went, nah, you don't use it. I said, what do you mean I don't use it? You don't know what I do. And he goes, no, you don't use it. Nobody uses it. It's vestigial. It's leftover. It's leftover from when humans used to walk on all fours. A lot of people don't even have one. And I said to him, how old am I getting? I'm tearing tendons that humans have evolved away from having? I said, well, while we're here, Doc, why don't you snip off my tail so I can walk upright to the parking lot? But it is, it's crazy times, you know? I mean, I'm not sure, you know, I'm so thrilled you guys came out. It's a tough time for comedy, you know, and I'm starting to think, what was my plan B? And my plan B was teaching other people to do comedy. It was a terrible plan. It was, but nobody has a plan C. What's your plan C? My plan C is hoarding the tuna fish. But I do have a little financial trouble going on right now. I just got a bill in the mail that said final notice. Yeah, so that's a relief. Took them long enough to get the hint. You can Tell him you can keep wasting postage all you want. I've moved on, okay? So, you're on your own, public library. I'm not going to play your game. All right, you guys have been awesome. Enjoy the rest of the show. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Put your hands together for Joe DeVito, everybody.
I love that last joke. That was so funny.
So funny, right?
So funny. So
Love
funny.
that guy. Now, we got a couple fast announcements, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, fast announcements. First of all, I need you to do me a favor. All your studio audience, take your cell phones out right now. Take a photograph. I need you to post it up on your social media and share the stream. That's important,
Yep,
right?
that's
now,
important.
I don't see anybody taking their phones out. Now, don't be a jackass. You, sir, you're not on social media. You're too old. But everybody else, I want you to do me a favor and put it up on social media. That's important to us.
Oh, he's pulling out his iPad.
Oh,
He
my
brought
God.
his iPad.
Oh,
I
my
love
God.
that.
It's so sad when your eyesight goes that badly that you're using an iPad as a cell phone. Hang on, I'm gonna text. Bang, bang, bang. So we need you to share it. That's very important to us. And for you people here in the studio audience, your show is not done. No, we still have more show for you people. For you people at home, we do it every week for you. Please do me a favor, share the video right now. It's not that hard to do.
Nope, it's
right?
not hard.
And you like the page and you share the page. And you guys are a great audience. Did you have a good time tonight? So we're gonna wrap the show up here, but then we've got more comedy.
Yeah.
And then after comedy, we got more Joe Coonan and the Hungry Hounds.
That's right,
Right?
yeah.
And so hang out, enjoy. I want you here on our October 11th.
Yep.
That is gonna be a all-day party. We start at 3 o'clock, shows at 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
We'll be done by what, 7 o'clock?
Yeah.
Yeah, gonna be a lot of fun. 3 to 7, Oktoberfest. Vicki will be in a nice little German outfit. How about a big round of applause for Erin McGuire, everybody? Let her hear it. Joe DeVito, everybody. Vicki Brand, everybody. Joe Coonan and the Hungry Hounds. Our wait staff, our producers, our directors, Mark McCoy, you people. I'm Vinnie Brand. That's Vicki Brand. We love you.